Greetings, everyone. I'm excited to have Yang Yu, founder of HPC-AI Technology, on the show today. Yang, welcome to the show.
Okay. Thanks for the invitation. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, appreciate you having you here. So let's start out a little bit and tell us about your SaaS background.
Okay, no problem. So let me briefly introduce myself. Actually, I got my PhD from UC Berkeley in 2020. After I got my PhD, I went to Singapore and joined the National University of Singapore as a professor. Also, I worked in Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, IBM, Intel as interns or part-time researchers before. So my specialty and research interest or technical interest are making AI and machine learning algorithm run faster. So previously, I proposed many different algorithms like LARS and LAM. So for example, my LARS algorithm helped many tech giants like Google, Sony, Tencent to reduce the ImageNet training time by 10 times. And also my LAM algorithm helped Google to reduce BERT training time from 3 days to 76 minutes. So these algorithms now are in MLPerf and become an industry standard. So they are being used in many SaaS platforms for AI. So my background is SaaS for AI. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Yes, SaaS for AI. So right now, you're both a founder and you're also a professor at a university. So doing both, does that keep you pretty busy?
Yes. Okay.
That's great. So tell us then a little bit about your company. What does HPC-AI Technology do?
Okay, yeah. So let me explain. So HPC means high performance computing, and AI means artificial intelligence. So we want to build the next generation AI infrastructure. So why do we need that? Let me explain. So in the last 5 years, so the number of parameters in the state-of-art AI models increased roughly 35 times for every 18 months, according to OpenAI. So in 2016, so one of the best AI model like ResNet only has 25 million parameters. However, in 2020, the model like GPT-3 has 175 billion parameters. Now, the model like Google's Three Transformer has 1.6 trillion parameters. That means just 5 or 6 years, the model size increased roughly 10,000 times, and that's very crazy. So training these AI models are very expensive and extremely slow. So for example, it took $3 million to finish the training of GPT-3 on public cloud. So we want to build the next generation AI infrastructure to make the training process of AI models faster, cheaper, and more efficient. That's what we are doing.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And for those people in the audience like me who are not technical, when you say parameters and we talk about AI modeling, are these all basically the data inputs that you're collecting and then just putting into this AI model? So when you say like Google has a product with 1 trillion parameters, it's using all these, I guess, in a basic way, like all these data inputs to create this AI model?
It's a little different. So
yeah.
So the parameters data something like the neurons number of neurons in our brain. So data is the book. So we for human being we learn from the book, right? So the book is the data, and so for AI, their brain is the parameters, but of human being, our brains are neurons, right?
Okay, so you're saying, right, AI is advancing so fast and there's so many parameters, and then your product helps it become faster and more efficient with all this processing?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Yeah, that's really interesting. And then when was your company founded?
August of 2021, actually last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All All right. And then so founded August of 2021. And
Yes.
where are you guys located then?
Yeah, we have entities in US and Singapore.
Okay, so US and Singapore
Yes, yeah.
operations. And
Mhm.
then um and what kind of team size do you have right now and where are they
Yeah,
located?
yeah. So now we already have roughly 30 people, 20 full-time.
Okay, so about 30 staff, 20 full-time.
Yeah, yeah.
And are they mixed between the US and Singapore then and
Yes,
maybe
yes.
remote? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And do you
Yeah.
have any other co-founders? Are you the sole founder of the company?
Yeah, so officially, I'm the founder of this company. But my PhD advisor, Professor Jim Demo, is another major person for our startup. Yeah,
Okay.
he he is a very good man. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, great. Okay, so team size about 30 staff, 20 full-time between US and
yeah,
Singapore, founded in August of 2021.
yeah.
Uh, and then what are you revenue generating right now? Do you want to share anything around, ARR sizes, revenue right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, so because we are in early stage and we started running our company from last September, so this year is our first year. But we already have some revenues. Our revenue for the first year is roughly $1 million US. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's great. All right, so founded last year, starting to monetize this year, generate some revenue about million USD. So that's fantastic. And so it looks like you just raised some capital, I think, what was it, $6 million
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in I guess seed funding. So have you raised 6 million in total now?
Yeah. So in total, it's $7 million US.
7
Yeah,
million
yeah,
USD,
yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah,
6 million with this last round. And
yeah, yes.
so really interesting, starting to generate revenue this year. And what did you see? How did you know that you were ready to raise $6 million? What were those triggers, milestones that you saw that said, yeah, we can raise this money now and we can actually put it to good use?
Yeah. I think for us, because we are in early stage, it's it's our seed round.
Mhm.
So I think that the first thing is we build a very strong team with talents from Berkeley, Stanford, IBM, Google, and also we designed and implemented a very popular open source product by the name of Colossal AI. In the first year, so the Colossal AI GitHub community growth rate is even higher than other successful projects like Spark and MongoDB. I mean
Mhm.
for the first 10 months.
Mhm.
So today, like Spark, the parent company Databricks is valued at 40 billion US dollars.
Mhm.
But in the first 10 months, they also started from open source project. So now for our Colossal AI, the growth rate is even higher. The GitHub growth rate is higher than Spark. So it's very promising for us. Yeah.
Okay, so you created this open source product and you saw, say, strong community, strong adoption,
Yeah.
downloads that
Yeah.
showed that you had some traction in the market with your product.
Yes. Yes. Mm.
Okay, all right.
Mm.
And so 7 million raised to date, $6 million seed round. And
Yeah.
any lessons or tips or fundraising lessons for the SaaS founders in the audience, because I've had some open source founders on in the past, and sometimes, just different things show traction for your product. So any lessons that you'd like to pass on to the audience around fundraising?
Okay, yeah. And we got some feedback from the VCs. I think they are very valuable to us. So I also want to share with
Hmm.
other folks here. Yeah. Firstly, I think revenue is actually very important. So for us, in the first 3 months of our startup, we thought that we are using the open source community as a go-to-market strategy. So revenue probably doesn't matter. However, that's not true. I think the revenue or the potential of getting revenue is actually very important. Even we use open source strategy, especially for now when the global economy or the VC market is cold.
Hmm.
VCs are very cautious in making investment, so they often they need to look at the revenue number. So be careful about revenue. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's for first point. So the second point, so so the open source software should finish the PMF or product market fit as soon as possible. Because we need to understand the users and the customers. So no matter we offer SaaS by public cloud or private cloud later, so the founders should talk to the customer together with the sales team. As I think that's very important.
Okay, so on that second point, I want to just
Yeah.
make sure I understand. So you're saying like that open source software that help you better define product market fit with your user base?
I mean, so I mean, so for the open source software, we should finish the PMF as soon as possible. Yeah, because eventually we need to get revenue, right? So.
Okay, so get the product market fit right away with the open source, so then you can start monetizing your open source code. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah, really interesting. Yeah, all these go to markets different and product market fit different. So interesting. So yep, feedback valuable from the VCs. Revenue is important, or the potential to get revenue. Get that product market fit with your open source code, and then monetize. So great tips there. So what is next for HPC? What's exciting? What's next coming up on the horizon for your company?
Yeah, for next year, we want to get more enterprise users firstly for our open source product, Classo AI. And we want to make Classo AI become an industry standard for training large AI models. That's the first one. So the second one is we want to get hopefully get roughly $3 million revenue as soon as possible. I think these paying customers can also give us very valuable feedback and make our product even better and more scalable. That's the second point. So last point is we want to release the beta version of our public cloud service next year. Yeah.
Okay. So release beta version of public cloud service. And yeah, that's great. So get more enterprise users, go from 1 million to 3 million in revenue, which would be great growth, and release your public cloud version. So that's great to hear. So Yang, really appreciate you sharing your background, your story, a little bit about AI software. I think we all learned a little bit something today. So Yang, really appreciate your time today. And if the audience wants to learn more about your company, where should we point them to?
Yeah, so actually just Google HPC-AI Tech or Google Colossal AI. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, sounds good. Well, again, Yang, really appreciate you sharing your story, and best of luck for hitting those 2023 goals.
Okay, thanks so much. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, Yang.